Warning. Tomb of Annihilation spoilers ahead. We rejoin Nala the druid, Torrin the paladin, Xaeli the ranger, Barakas the rogue, Zandala, Boblia, and Keshma in between the second and third levels of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. They descend to another door and Xaeli pushes it open. She is greeted with a dark and dusty room. On the opposite side, a hulking figure wearing a bucket helm stands with one hand on an iron lever set into the wall. Before we continue, please make sure you've subscribed to my channel. It helps me out a lot.
Can we just close the door and keep going?
Do we care? I don't really want to get involved with more flesh golems.
Bye!
Xaeli slams the door shut and the party descends onto the 4th floor. Nothing pursues them, so I guess that flesh golem wasn't a threat. For now. Maybe there are turtles down here, and maybe Xaeli will drop some of Barakas' ashes so Barakas can retrieve part of Barakas. She'll just stab you to get it back. Not if Barakas eats Barakas, then she can't do anything. It's a water skin full of ashes. You would choke. It's worth a shot. The staircase suddenly yields yet another door, though it continues off into the ever-malicious darkness. The party decides to exit the stairwell for the time being, onto the 4th floor of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. They find themselves in a chamber that features a gruesome throne with a large, horned skull and many smaller skulls surrounding it. There is a metal scepter on the throne, though the party gets a suspicious feeling of being watched by the ominous-looking statues surrounding the room. 3 gaunt, humanoid figures in dusty robes draped in cobwebs skulk about the room. They use their clay pots of pigment and brushes to poorly illustrate pictures on the walls of the room.
The walls of history tell all. Also, find the Iron Scepter's twin.
The walls of history tell all of the humiliating or otherwise bad moments the party has had during their time in the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Such images include Nala falling into the pit of spikes, Barakas getting beaten badly by flesh golems, Xaeli running in panic from the child's flaming skull. The fun stuff. Nala and Barakas are extremely offended by these paintings and set out on a single-minded mission to deface all of them. While neither of them have paint, Barakas doesn't think to use his everlasting ink pot. Barakas will take some paint and make his horns bigger. Barakas runs over to an undead painter and tries to take its paint bucket. He ends up in a tug-of-war contest for a moment until... Barakas, stop. You can just take paint from the bucket. Oh, Nala is right. Barakas will use his vials to steal paint. After he and Nala deface the paintings for a bit, Barakas turns around with a contemplative look. Do you guys ever want to go back to Peaceland?
All the time.
Yeah, we could use a nice sojourn from all this death and decay. Nala gets bored of her vandalism for a moment and decides to investigate some of the statues. She is unsurprised to find yet another secret room that is covered in beautiful paintings of a jungle city that looks suspiciously similar to Omu. A dark sarcophagus rests in the middle of the room, and there is a golden orb hanging from a chain above the sarcophagus, made to resemble a smiling sun. The name, Napaka, appears to be engraved on the sarcophagus. Since Barakas has yet to be possessed by a trickster god, Xaeli and Nala send him in to heave open the sarcophagus and get a friend. But Barakas does not want to be possessed.
Get in there and get possessed.
Barakas heaves the sarcophagus open and sees the magically preserved remains of Queen Napaka, the last ruler of Omu. She is elegantly dressed and holds an iron scepter with an adamantine head. Barakas grabs the scepter and several bad things happen simultaneously. Napaka's corpse spews putrid black gas that deals massive necrotic damage while the sun above her sarcophagus frowns angrily and starts shooting fire rays at Barakas. Ah, help Barakas!
Maybe we were supposed to replace that scepter with the one in the other room.
Too late. Barakas runs out of the room, screaming like a Vargui out of the abyss. There's a death box in there and it tried to kill Barakas. Barakas barely got out with his life. Do you have the scepter at least? Yes, Barakas has the scepter. Queen Napaka is the last queen of Omu. Her rule was terminated by none other than Acererak as he slaughtered her people and forced those who survived to carve out this death trap. Napaka begged Acererak to take her life in exchange for allowing the remnants of her people to go free. Acererak respected her sacrifice, though only enough to give her a special tomb in this forsaken place. When we return, the party will get more than they bargained for on this level of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. What horrors lie in store, and will they be overcome? You'll find out soon. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. I'll see you all next time.